Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestall. I am That Sports Guy. Go ahead and find me on Twitter at that_sports_guy, where you can find all of my latest football takes. Also, NFLDraftDiamonds.com is proud to feature the That Sports Guy podcast on its website. Stop by NFLDraftDiamonds.com, your official draft coverage king. Hello and welcome to another player profile interview. I am Craig Forrestall. You know me from Twitter as at that_sports_guy, at that sports guy on Twitter. But it is not about me. Today it is all about Mike Strachan, wide receiver, University of Charleston. Mike, how are you doing today, my man?
Everything is pretty well.
Good, glad to hear it. And like we said, you're a wide receiver at the University of Charleston in West Virginia, But that's not always the case. You're actually from the Bahamas.
Yes, sir.
And now that's where people go to vacation. That's like a dream vacation spot. But
Right.
you were born there. You were raised there. What is life like on the islands?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because, most people think there's not a normal life in the Bahamas. Everybody think, it's just tourism, fun activities. I mean, which there is, but, it's still, a normal life for other people who was born and raised there like me. So, it's for me, I love it. It's definitely, I love the weather there. It's always nice and sunny. Always, the island vibe. That's what I love about it.
Definitely. And now you said there's a normal life there. So what was normal life like for you as a kid? Were you heavily involved in sports in the Bahamas, or were you mainly on the water doing different activities like that?
Yeah, I was involved in sports. I was involved in, going to school every day.
And when you left the Bahamas, you actually came to Virginia. What was that like, going from the Bahamas to Virginia?
It was definitely a big transition for me because, the life over in the Bahamas and the life in Virginia is completely different. Everybody has their different cultures, their different, traditions and stuff like that. And Virginia, going up north is more cold, and I was never used to that. That's something I had to train myself to get adjusted to. So it was different in that sense. The schooling is a little bit different also. And
So overall, it was like night and day, the Bahamas from Virginia.
yeah.
Wow. And then you adjusted pretty quickly, though. You were able to find your niche then through sports once you got here. And I have to ask you, we all know about you as a football player, but you have an unbelievable track resume as well. Just a couple of highlights: 400-meter dash champion indoor. You set the school record 47.99. Outdoor 400-meter championships, you ran a 47.59, and then a 21.69 in the 200 meters.
Right.
Mike,
So my fastest 400 outdoor. I'm sorry, it was a 47.3. I ran that. That was the outdoor record.
So, Mike, I got to ask you, man, that's flying. That's big time speed. Any Olympic dreams? Were there ever any Olympic dreams?
Yeah, my plan, honestly, this year was, run for my country in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. That was one of my dreams. But, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, they would postpone the Olympic Games. So everything had to be, transitioned.
So now I'm just going to ask because I don't know how that goes. So how does someone approach you and ask you to run for your country in the Olympics?
I mean, well, there's trainers over there who would be training for the Olympics and stuff like that, like Bahamian trainers and different coaches. They would contact you, if they feel that you have, the speed to do it or you run in the qualifying times. So they will contact you via social media, email, whatever the case may be. You just have to, be running the times that's required.
And you definitely were, but you're equally dominant on the football field. This last season, you had 78 receptions, 19 touchdowns for 1,319 yards, giving you back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. How hard have you worked as a wide receiver to not just be considered a track athlete on the football field?
Well, believe it or not, I have to work harder than, the average person would because playing playing two sports, you know, I have to have the speed as well. So I've been doing a lot of track workouts and then coming back and going. Sometimes I'll do, you know, 3 different workouts in one day. So I would hit the football field and then I would go to the track. I would do some track workouts and then I'll be in the gym. So it's something you have to be committed to in order to do.
And football isn't completely foreign to you. You sort of grew up around the sport. Your dad played college football at Bethune-Cookman, right?
Right.
So what was your introduction to football like?
Well, like you said, I've grown up into it, and you know, it just kind of came natural for me because my dad knew all of that information. He was able to break it down for me in different steps that I was able to understand it in a more simple way. So it was, you know, it was a real blessing him being in my life. So I was able to, you know, take in all of that information that he provided for me.
And now, sticking on the football path, I actually saw somewhere that you had the chance to meet Michael Irvin. What was that experience like, and what impression did that make on you?
Well, it's crazy because when I was, I think, about 13 years old, I went to Jay Novacek. Jay Novacek at the time, he was a tight end during the time Michael Irvin played at the Dallas Cowboys. Jay Novacek was the tight end for the Cowboys during that time. And he was hosting a camp in Dallas, Texas. And it happened so where I went up for the camp and I won best wide receiver. And, you know, with us being there right in Dallas, Texas, my dad knew who Michael Irvin was. And we decided to, you know, take a visit to Michael Irvin since we was already in Texas. So it was already interesting. You know, Michael Irvin is a big star in the football field. So it was almost a dream come true getting to meet a superstar like him.
And we've talked about, you know, the athletic ability and your size at 6'5", 225 pounds. That's such a interesting combination when you look at a wide receiver. But aside from the athletic ability, the speed, the size, what would you say is the strongest point of your football game?
My mental toughness, you know, my belief in myself and my trust in God. That's it right there.
And now, that final year on the football field, what would that look like for you? Not only from an individual standpoint, but also for the team.
You know, I plan to play a big role in being a leader. So, you know, just leading by example and doing whatever I could to help my teammates and my coaches benefit.
Definitely. So you're just a true team first guy. Whatever they need, you're on board for.
Definitely. I'm willing to do whatever the team needs and, you know, put in that work to become successful as well as the team.
Absolutely. And now as we're moving towards, you know, the season getting closer and closer with every day, and NFL evaluators, they're interested in you. They want to see the continued growth. They're going to have their eyes on you. When we talk about you coming from the Bahamas and playing football in Virginia and ending up at the Division II level and having the huge season that you did, just this entire ride to be here, to hear that you're on the NFL radar, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. And, you know, I'm starting to see what I've been working for so many years come true. You know what I mean? This is something that I've been, you know, praying and thanking God for and, you know, just giving God all the glory for this opportunity to finally be, you know, coming into play. So it just means the world for me. And I know that this is not the end of the road and then I'm headed, you know, in the direction that I want to be at.
And what would it mean for you after the season to get an invite to Indianapolis to participate in the Combine or to one of the All-Star games to show that guys from the smaller levels do have the athletic ability and the overall skill set to compete at the highest level?
You know, like you say, I feel like, the guys, there's some guys, you know, from the lower levels who was able to, make it happen. And I feel like I'm one of those guys, and it'll definitely be a dream come true for me to be invited to Indianapolis to participate in the NFL Combine. And I feel like one day I'll be, participating in it. And, it's just something you got to believe in. For me, I believe that I can do it. And I trust in God for me to do it, and I feel like I'm going to get it done.
Mike, you know what? We've spent a good amount of time talking about you as an athlete and as a football player. But if you'll be a good sport and you'll go with me, I want to get to know you a little bit off the field. So I'm going to
Sounds
ask
good.
you. Perfect. So I'm going to put you on the spot. What's that song that you're embarrassed to admit you like?
The song that I'm embarrassed to admit I like, definitely Cares by Rihanna.
Why is that the song you're embarrassed to admit?
I don't know, because, with guys, we don't listen to much ladies, singing. We tend to focus on, the male rappers. But I mean, I like to, switch it up a bit.
Absolutely. You got to be
Right.
able to play both sides. So I hear you on
Right.
that. Now, what's the dream car? If you're listening to that Rihanna song and you're cruising down the Bahamas with the windows down, full blast, what's the dream car for that?
Lamborghini.
Oh, that no hesitation.
Lamborghini for sure. Definitely
All right.
no hesitation with that. One day I'll definitely have one of those, and I can promise you that.
Absolutely. I'll be waiting for it. Now, what's the most interesting or memorable class you've taken in college?
One interesting class that I took was business law in college. I mean, that's definitely a tough course, and it takes a lot of studying. But I felt like I learned so much in it. And shout out to my teacher, Tim Mayo. He was always on me, getting me to making sure my work is in and stuff like that. He was a great teacher. But I definitely learned a lot in that class. Definitely.
All right. So now we just got out of business law. We're hungry. What's the best place around campus to go get some food?
Best place around campus. All right, let me tell you. I like Applebee's. I like to go to Applebee's and just sit down, hang out with friends, have a nice, full rack of ribs. That's just the best for me.
So just a chill, laid-back day at Applebee's with some ribs. And
Yes, please. Any day, and we could do it.
Absolutely. Now, Mike, I'm going to finish it off with this. You just won $1 million, and you can only donate that money to one charity or one cause. What is it going to be?
I feel like, these days there's so many charities you could donate to, but I feel like I would donate towards the cancer charity, because helping people who has cancer and fighting cancer, because I had an auntie who just died because of it, and it was really a hard time for us, and she has been fighting it for a really long time, and I feel like I don't want to see anybody go through that. Like, if I could prevent it, I'll definitely help. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because cancer is just something you can't help. If you get it, you can't help it. The only thing that can happen is you have treatments for it. But I feel like that would be the charity that I would donate to for cancer, or people battling cancer.
And my condolences to you and your family with your loss. I've seen cancer take members of my family as well, and like you said, it's a very difficult thing to experience. So
Right,
absolutely, putting money towards a good cause like helping find a cure for cancer, I'm on board with that. Now, Mike, before we get out of here, what is the one thing our listeners need to be on the lookout for with the Charleston football program this year?
We will win the conference championship, no doubt.
Ladies
Definitely,
and gentlemen,
yeah.
You heard it here
That's
first.
all I got to say.
You heard it here first. Conference championship for the Charleston football program. No doubt about it. For Mike Strachan, I'm Craig Forrestall. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey everybody, Craig Forrestall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.